The final part of a game should feel triumphant, the heroic payoff to your struggles and sacrifices, like when you make it through a whole Domino's without sharing a single slice.
Did a pizza ever arrive?
No. But occasionally a game doesn't get the memo that the final mission is supposed to leave you with a sense of fulfillment, and instead presents a conclusion that leaves you weirdly worse off than you were before. Here are the final missions you'll be happier never attempting. Along the way, beware planet-sized spoilers for the following.
Now listen, Jack, Narlin, get on this horse. Get out of here. Go find a place to hide.
You're coming with us, Paul.
I'll catch up.
We all love a good tale of redemption, and none is quite so powerful as that of John Marston. In Red Dead Redemption, our favourite cowboy who wasn't in Toy Story goes after his old gang members at the behest of government officials from the Bureau of Investigation, who have his family.
Bill! Bill, I've come for you! Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
He's on a mission to change his ways for the good of his wife and child, and as you see the story unfold, you get to know the real Marston, a good man trying to escape the folly of his youth.
My daughter informs me that you're here on some secret mission to remove some undesirables from the county.
Something like that. I'm grateful for the hospitality, sir.
So it's lovely when he finally gets reunited with his family and they all live happily ever after.
Wait a minute, didn't they?
I said they all live happily ever after.
Yeah, but...
Happily ever after! Okay, no they didn't. Truth is, after some tranquil missions of getting cows for your farm and being all Little House on the Prairie, you have that happiness ripped away and stamped on by the people who promised they'd leave John alone.
Paul, what do they want?
I don't know, son. Whatever it is, it ends here.
Oh, look how many there are. They're gonna kill us, aren't they?
No, I ain't gonna let that happen.
Marston, being the sometimes wonderful husband and father that he is, sends his wife and son away in a scene that will break your heart harder than 100 Mufasas all dying at once.
Keep riding and don't look back. And don't be worried about me, you hear? Now get going.
You stay out of trouble, John.
Ain't no trouble, Abigail. Ain't no trouble. I love you.
I love you.
Now go! Get!
Ain't no trouble, John. Then your hopes of a happy ending for Marston are literally shot down, as these bastards kill him with more bullets than in John Wick 3, The Wick and the Dead. But, you think, this is Johnny Boy. He can't be taken down by the man. He's gonna be fine. Sadly, all your hopes are dashed when you suddenly find yourself in the driving seat of his useless son Jack, in whose body you are now permanently locked because John is dead forever. And if you want to continue exploring the open world, you'll have to do it 3 years later as Jack, who is mean to his horse, looks like a jerk, and has an annoying whiny voice.
Work it in, Nick!
So the moral of Red Dead Redemption is the same as for my childhood dog Buster. Don't let him go and live on a farm.
When the Lamb broke the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of the martyrs, slain because of the word of God.
Far Cry 5 is all about mastering your environment to become the ultimate predator in a wilderness that includes Peaches the killer lion.
This is how we survive.
From the moment you first flee the clutches of cult leader and prophet of doom Joseph Seed at the start of the game, you're on a slow but certain climb to the top of the food chain. As you become more familiar with the art of woodland living, you'll accrue weaponry, survival skills, and even animal allies, like a modern-day Davy Crockett, albeit one who can have a bear called Cheeseburger rip out a throat on command. Far Cry 5's story progresses as you master all 3 regions of the sprawling Hope County, taking down Joseph Seed's unpleasant family members and saving your kidnapped police colleagues, along the way becoming a stronger and more feared wilderness warrior.
Brooke, are you real?
Then, when all his siblings are deader than disco, a weeping Joseph will appear to you and invite you to a final showdown, in a cutscene it's impossible to pay attention to because all you want to do is offer him a tissue.
My brothers, my sisters, they've been taken from me by a snake in the garden!
Would you like a... Never mind. Thing is though, there's no rush to head to Joseph's compound for that final confrontation, and at this point you've become a true master of the wild, capable of Ramboing your way through any cult stronghold. Better yet, you've rescued your friends and hamstrung the sinister Joseph Seed. If you're smart, you'll continue to play in the open world that you've dominated and never head to that final mission, because what happens next is... Oh, buckle up folks. When you start the final mission, Joseph firstly manages to somehow recapture all your mates, despite the whole point of the game so far being to make them safe. Seriously, these idiots are as easy to capture as a drowsy bumblebee. You have the choice to fight Joseph or surrender. If you do the latter, you'll get the bad ending where you drive off with your friends, but a song you've been psychologically conditioned to respond to comes on the radio, and it's heavily implied you slaughter your friends in a violent rage.
Only you.
What's wrong?
Yeah, and the good ending requires so much air quote around the word good that I've had to call in help. The good ending. Thanks guys. Resisting Joseph triggers a bizarre fight in which you must pump your own friends full of bullets and then revive them before you finally bring Joseph to heal.
And I heard a great voice from the temple say to the angels, "Go your ways and pour from the vials."
At which point the world explodes in nuclear fire, and yes, you are hearing that right. Turns out the unhinged Joseph was apparently right about that whole end of the world deal, and you watch as the wilderness that you tamed erupts in irradiated fire, leaving nothing behind except a sense that you should have put down the controller half an hour ago. It's not all bad, at least we didn't have to actually see Cheeseburger melt in a nuclear fire. Just picture it. Really, really vividly.
I found some folks who actually like being shot at.
Permission to come aboard, Shepard?
You might think that being a Guardian of the Galaxy is all about cool Sony Walkmans and sexy green aliens, but ask Commander Shepard and he or she will tell you that it's bloody hard work and it never ends. Also, the aliens are blue.
I like your outfit.
Also, that is to say, the work never ends if you play your cards right. If you've never played Mass Effect 3, here's how to play Mass Effect 3. 1. Play nearly all of Mass Effect 3. Then 2. Install the DLC known as Mass Effect 3 Citadel. 3. Play that instead of completing Mass Effect 3. In this way, there's no faffing around with the game's possible canonical endings, each of which offer various degrees of bittersweet heroism, resolving your beef with synthetic lifeforms and disregarding the nuanced journey of difficult decisions you took to reach that end point.
You have altered the variables.
In one ending, you do get to shoot an ancient holographic child in the face, but that's neither here nor there.
So be it.
The cycle continues.
Hooray! Agency? With the outside extra method, however, you bypass the proper endings called Destruction, Control, and Synthesis in favour of the ending called Bugger This for a Lark, I'm Off to Party on the Citadel. For the uninitiated, the Citadel DLC is a delightful bonus chapter that swaps the galaxy-menacing doom and gloom for a right old knees up with all your favourite characters who aren't yet dead.
Captain on deck!
And as is good and proper, it delivers unto Shepard his or her final karmic reward.
Nice place.
It turns out this final reward is not immortality or creating a new kind of DNA by fusing their life force with the Crucible, but actually is the kind of lavishly baller space station apartment in which Jay-Z might live if he were cryogenically preserved into the 22nd century. And God willing, he will be.
Hey, you got some coconut water or something like that? I need some electrolytes. Damn, it's kind of warm, isn't it?
Man, you got a death wish or something. Am I supposed to kill you now?
Oh, no, bro. Not me.
Nah.
They say there's no honor amongst thieves, but I know my partner in crime, Andy, would never betray me. I'm sure that's fine. But that old saying would go some way to explaining the plot of Grand Theft Auto 5, a sprawling story set in a giant open world that you can explore from the point of view of 3 separate characters, leapfrogging between the minds of Franklin, Michael and Trevor like a spy satellite on a bungee cord. By the time you approach GTA 5's endgame, you'll have become emotionally invested in all 3 of these variably lovable roads, and never more so than when you pull the biggest score of all, an incredible heist that sees you fleeing the Union Depository with enough gold to sink a continent.
Steady! Steady! I'm firing!
Before flying away to live on an island called Best Friends Island, where Trevor opens a tiki bar and everyone helps renovate it, in my head, because I can't deal with the actual ending. So long as you ignore Franklin's mission marker after that big heist, you can make believe whatever ending to GTA 5 you like, or just keep all 3 characters preserved at that point in the story like bugs in amber, getting up to wild mischief across the map and never facing the consequences of their criminal actions.
Oh, man!
Which is advisable, to be honest, because when Franklin goes home, he's told he must choose to kill either Trevor or Michael, or option C, try not to kill anyone, an option the game calls Death Wish. That sounds like it could kill everyone, and that would be so typical of Rockstar. I guess you could argue that killing Michael's the lesser of evils? And maybe it won't actually kill him. Yup! If you choose to kill Trevor or Michael, the game fully kills them, and your trio of open world explorers is down to 2. Permanently.
Yo, F, you see my dad? We ain't seen him for a while.
Jeez, good job I didn't choose Death Wish.
Actually, Mike, sorry, they do all survive if you pick that one.
I just keep dreaming of that tiki bar.
Link. I'm sorry, but my power isn't strong enough. I can't hold it.
Zelda Breath of the Wild was a massive success in which you unlocked the mysteries of Hyrule and became a master chef in order to make friends with this local dog. We call him Porden Ramsay. Plus, the game never gets old, as the frequent rise of the Blood Moon lets your enemy Ganon respawn all the enemies you'd already taken care of around the world.
By its glow, the aimless spirits of monsters slain in the name of the light return to flesh.
Oh man, I just tidied that up. So when you finally get to fight Calamity Ganon, you'd think that destroying him will stop the Blood Moon, freeing Hyrule from this cycle of violence and destruction. However, after going through the rigmarole of getting all the Guardians, building up your strength to get the Master Sword, and finally dealing with the massive monster that's trying to destroy the world, the reward is being sent back to just before you started the final battle. Despite the fact that you did beat Ganon, you can still see his swirly purpley redness engulfing Hyrule Castle, mocking you. We can only assume that this is because Nintendo wanted you to keep playing, but had no fictional explanation for constantly spawning moblins. So in effect, you can stop playing the game before fighting him, and you'd still have the same result, only without the gnawing feeling that Ganon never gets his comeuppance, and with fewer broken swords. And as anyone who has played Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse can tell you, you can always do with fewer broken swords.
That's him! Are you still rolling?
sure you want to do this, Master Bruce? I've got to.
Batman can be a bit moody, sure, but he does have a military chic ensemble that is totally on point. Literally, because of the ears. Batman is determined to make Gotham safe, so in the final Arkham game, Arkham Knight, even after the big finale of saving himself from the Joker and Gotham from the Scarecrow, he's not done.
You were there at the beginning. And now, you get to see how it ends.
Bruce has made it his job to clean up all of Gotham, so players are encouraged to finish off all of the side quests, locking up the most wanted criminals in order to unlock the real ending.
Gotham still needs Batman. For one last night.
And then?
Prepare the Nightfall Protocol.
Nightfall Protocol? Oh, does that mean he's going to retire the Dark Knight in order to live out his well-earned retirement as Bruce Wayne, yeah? Instead, what actually happens is the bat symbol lamp symbolically breaks as a sign that Batman's work is done, before GCPD take to the streets to clean up the rest of the mess left by Gotham's worst residents. Then Bruce returns to a surrounded by reporters Wayne Manor, unmasked before walking slowly into the house, and, well, this happens. And, well, that's the end of that. Batman and Alfred go boom, Commissioner Gordon looks sad and wistful, and you're left with a cryptic hallucination about some kind of fiery monster stalking the criminals of Gotham. Instead of answering your questions, this ending raises even more. Is Commissioner Gordon using Scarecrow's fear toxin? Has Batman really broken his one rule of not killing anyone by blowing up Wayne Manor with Alfred in it? With all these unsolved mysteries, it's hard not to think that things would have been better if you'd have kept Batman alive forever, with Gotham nearly free of crime and everyone knowing at last that Bruce Wayne was the hero that did it all.
Well, well, would you Adam and Eve it? Bruce bloody Wayne and Batman.
I mean, the cornerstone of enjoying a Batman game is having an alive Batman, is all I'm saying.
You may have everyone in here fooled with your little Bruce Wayne charade, but not me, Batman. You'll never fool me.
So those are some of the games that basically you shouldn't finish. You should just put the controller down and just walk away and make up your own ending in your head and pretend that's what happened. We think that John Marston never went to that farm and he found a spaceship and he went to space and became the first cowboy in space, but certainly not the last. That's the ending that we're sticking with, and we hope that Rockstar will honour it in Red Dead Redemption 2. Speaking of which, why not check out this video from Outside Xbox, which is all about things you will do in the sequel to that game. And down here, there's another video from us, which is about stealth takedowns that were super unstealthy. And if you enjoyed these, there's every chance that you'll like the videos we make in future, so why not click on the subscribe orb. Thank you.